Hey guys, Monsters in Life back here. Team Low Stations. Oh, right. Alright. We have a new deck profile for you guys today. This is the new Virtual Real deck. It's really fun. It's really combo-centric. It's kind of big brain, but then sometimes it can't be big brain. It's just depending if you know all the cards, what they do. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It took me probably a day, probably even less than that, just to learn what everything did, the interactions, like good combos. And today we're just going to be doing some test hands, and then I'm going to show you the deck profile. It's not completed. I just wanted to put something out there just so people can get a basic understanding of what everything does, because the videos that are out, no one's really commentating them. They're just like on Dueling Pro, Dueling Network, and stuff like that. Or Dueling Book, not Dueling Network. That thing is shut down. All right, so let's just do a power shuffle, and we'll get into our first test hand. The goal right now is just basically VFD Turbo with the deck. And if you can't do VFD Turbo, you want to end on the Macro Cosmos. A lot of decks can't play through that, and you have to use a negate early on against it, an imperm during their turn. But I've been doing a few little fun things. There's a few cards I play next deck to help play around Nibiru a little bit easier, because Nibiru really hurts. Ash somewhat hurts because it's everything in his deck can be Ash when they use their effects from the hand. But let's get into our first test hand. Shuffle a little bit more, do a cut. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Already opened up the spell, 2 hand traps, and 2 monsters. All right, this is a perfect hand right here. This helps you just play through Nibiru too, or play around it. All right, so since we opened up the spell, we'll immediately activate it. His effect is, in the graveyard, you can banish it, search one virtual monster, and then discard a card. And on the field, you banish one virtual card from your graveyard, then target one face-up monster on the field, and negates effects to the end of this turn. Alright. Now we're going to use Lily. Lily effect in hand. They all have the same in hand effect except for one of the level 3s, which just revives itself. But Lily's effect is you target one virtual card, and then you basically Foolish Burial a type that's different from it. That's summoning condition for everyone, but Lily has basically a double Foolish Burial. So if you target a spell, you can send a trap or a monster. And then whatever type you didn't send on that, other than the spell, you would send the third type. So since I'm going to target this, I can send a trap, and then I have to send a monster if I want to use her other effect. Or I can target this, send a monster, and then the last card I send could be a trap. So Lily target Quinlaw. I will send the Virtual Road Gate Chuche. And then I will send Nyan. Alright, Nyan. When a level 3 monster is summoned, normal summon or special summon, she special summons herself in the graveyard, and then when she comes out that way, she becomes a tuner. And also when she leaves the field from being summoned by her effect, she gets banished, and then when she gets banished, she can shuffle one of your cards back into the deck. The trap card is you banish it in the graveyard, you can target a virtual monster, increase it or decrease it by 3 levels and/or ranks. On the field is you target a face-up card in the field, you shuffle back 2 different names for your banish zone, and then you destroy the targeted card. Alright. Now I'm going to reveal Lao. Lao target Lily. Now Lao's effect is a monster reborn, but it negates the effects. So I'm going to send a Quinlaw, special summon, and then I will target to revive Nyan. And this is 4 summons right here. Let's see. What do we want to do right here? There's a few things. If we had another spell trap, we could go for the Zolkin play, but we don't have one right now. So we can banish Quinlaw. We can search. We can search for Maihime, or that's her name. Yeah, it's a Maihime still. Lulu. This is your Stratos for the deck. This is what searches everything. And then you basically target something, you summon her, and then you search something that you didn't target. So if you want to search a monster, you'd want to target a spell or trap with her effect. If you want to search a spell or trap, you would target the opposite one or a monster. Alright. Let's see. So I will Lulu effect, I will target. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm targeting one of the monsters, I'm targeting Lao. So Foolish Burial. We'll send another Quinlong for follow-up for next turn. The search effect is once per turn. Chill summon, and I will search. Since I targeted a monster, I can search anything but a monster. So with that, I will search the trap, Virtual Road Chuche. And this is 4 summons right here. Now to play around the beer with this, we would overlay these 2. This will be our 5th summon. Bamboozling Gossip, and as you know, he detaches 2 whenever a monster effect is activated, and you replace the effect with both players draw 1 card. Now since we got that, and we play around the beer right now, so we can synchro with those 2. We can go into Ultimate Dazilkin. The reason why you can go into Ultimate Dazilkin is because it's always treated as a level 12, and these guys lock you into a level 3 or higher, or rank 3 or higher monsters. So this is a complete legal target. And since we have the Chuche, we can banish the Chuche, or we can set the Chuche, and then we can activate Zilkin's effect. We can bring out Crystal Wing, and we Crystal Wing 2 effects. And now to make sure this is live, since we have no more virtual monsters in the field, we can just use Quinlong's effect. We can banish really pretty much anyone. We banish Lao, Chuche, whichever one you want to get back to your deck next turn, and you can just use the effect to negate your Ultimate Zilkin right now. Since you already used the effect, you want to keep your 2 negates alive. And then right there, that will be your end turn. Like, we didn't make VFD because our hand wasn't, I mean, you could have made VFD with that hand, but I just wanted to play around the bureau a lot more. And during your opponent's turn, if you want to get to zoo, you just use this effect. You would target their zoo, normal monster, or prank kids. It really hurts them too. You shuffle these back, and then you would destroy it. If they use a monster effect, detach 2. Use that effect, both players become draw 1 card. And then if they use a monster effect, hard negate Crystal Wing. Alright, let's get into another test hand. This deck is really fun. It can do a whole bunch of different stuff depending on how you want to make it, how you want to build it. I feel like the deck struggles because it needs more gate cards, but because we have not the field spell, but it looks like it should be a field spell based on its name, the Virtual World City. When this basically lets you activate any of the gates from your deck. So you can activate the spell or the trap. And then you get effects based on how many are face up. Its 4 effect hardly ever comes up because you really never get that many on the field. And they don't need to be different names. So a legal play would be have this, have basically 2 of them and that'll be the 4 effect because it just says virtual gate cards. It does say with different names. And then the 4 effect is you can special them up to 4 with different names for your extra deck. Alright, let's cut. Now let's do our next test hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright. Now this is a pretty bad test hand because if we get ashed on that, we pretty much lose. So I would just blind the desires. I mean, for the sake of the test profile, they don't have ash. We're just doing like test hands. We can banish 10. We draw 1 and we draw 2. Okay, we got a monster, so we can at least combo off somewhat. Alright, so with this hand, you would just activate your Quinlong. You use Lily. Remember, Lily's double foolish burial. So you would target your Quinlong. You can send either a monster or a trap. I will send the trap. And special summon herself out. And then also her other effect. I believe they all activate and resolve in hand. So when she summons, she's already doing a double foolish burial. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And then you can send the 3rd type. So since we targeted a spell, we sent the trap. Now we have to send a monster. We can send Nyan. I prefer to always send this because if you ever bring out a level 3, then you could just summon her out for free. And that's pretty much the only one. And then that would be our only line of play with this hand. I mean, if you want to bait, if you want to pretend like you had the trap, you could use this effect. You could banish her, negate this, then banish this, increases level by 3, and then you could set something, and then be you bluff the trap basically. But that's pretty much all we do with that test hand. It was a pretty bad hand. We opened up a monster. We could have sent Quinlong and we could have searched and discarded something, but since we didn't, That would be our best play for that hand. Would just be bluffing the trap and hoping for the best. I main deck the Dark Rulers because I still don't know what hand traps I want to run in this deck, because like I don't want to make it like a go second like deck, because it can really extend. It could push through a lot of stuff. Like just one spell with a whole hand of monsters, it's like not game, because the deck it struggles to OTK. I feel like, because it really doesn't have too many big monsters that can really go into, because you can't like link up an Axis Code or Boros Sword or anything like that. So I'm still working on like the OTK. I'm still looking up like rank 3, rank 6s, seeing if there's any like, or rank 9s. I'm trying to see if there's any OTK cards. I'm still in the process of looking up a few things. I have a few cards coming, like the Gaia Charger. It's pretty good. It helps make Zeus a lot easier, because you would go into like the Fan, the rank 6 guy. You could then overlay into Gaia Charger, and then Gaia Charger attack. I think he does piercing, or it really doesn't make a difference if he does piercing or not. And then after battle phase, then you can overlay into Zeus, and then I'll give you 2 cents with his effect, since he has detached too. Because it really sucks when you just overlay Fan, you attack something, and then you overlay into Zeus, because you only get 1, because that'll only be 3 materials underneath it. That's why Gaia Charge is pretty good, because it can overlay on top of it, get you an extra material, so you have 4, so you can do 2 cents, 1 during your turn, 1 during your opponent's turn, or just 2 during your opponent's turn. It's not with your turn. The card is nuts. It's definitely a much needed card in this deck, or to our third stand. Alright. We have Ghost Ogre, GG, Lala, Desires, and Chuchai. Okay. So let's see how far we can get. Now with this, I would just normal summon GG. And now GG's effect is you basically target any of them. You know, Foolish Burial, you summon her out. And her summon effect is you get to add back from the graveyard one of your virtual monsters at the end phase. So I would summon that. I would Pot of Desire. Says you really don't want to summon this out right now, because you don't have nothing to bring back, which really sucks. So let's see what we get. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I mean, if we don't draw any playable cards, then we'll have to do that. I mean, if I would have Pot of Desires first, then we could have normal summoned her, and then we could have got 2 effects. Like, that was pretty much bad playmaking on my end. So let's just pretend like I just did not normal summon that. I wasn't even thinking. I just basically said let's draw, see if we get playable hand. So you would just normal summon her with this hand. You could special summon GG by targeting. You would send Quinlan. Special summon out GG. And the effect to add back to end phase. He does not need to be faced on the field, as far as my understanding goes. So at the end phase, he's like a rolling. You would just trigger on the end phase, just search. I mean, not search, but add one back from the graveyard. All right, now I would banish Quinlan. Search Lulu. And I would probably discard Nibiru. All right, so we got 3. We're on our second summon. So if you wanted to, you could make a. You cannot make a Bamboozling yet, because you still need to have 1 face of virtual monster. So now you can use Lulu. Since you like monsters, target a monster. Shoot Foolish Barrels. Send Chuchai. And then you can search for anything that you didn't target. So you can search for Virtual City Kowloon. You can activate Kowloon. Shoot the trap. Let's just see what we banished our. Okay, we banished our spell. So we have 1 more in duck for the spell. Okay, that's fine. Do we have any in the graveyard yet? No, we do not. Alright, so with this hand, let's see, we do that. We can do a couple of these. We can synchro with those 3. Your options is you can go into Trish to hand them for 1 card, or you can go into Ravenous. If you want to like be greedy and draw 2, you can do that play. But for me, play it safe. I'll just go right into the Macrocosmos. Then you can use Lao Lao to target the monster. You would send Quinlong, special summon Lao Lao. Now Lao Lao's effect, you target to bring back. You could bring back any of the level 3 guys. Let's see. I would bring back GG, since this is a tuner, and then Nyan will trigger to come back, and I'll be a tuner. Now, if you wanted to, you could overlay these two for a Bamboos and Gossip if you think they got it. Even though they probably would already nibbed you already. But to really just go in a lot further, just to really like see like another good board you can do, you can go into those two. You can synchro summon the Inferni Doom Marching. Now this guy's effect is once turn, he's just a negate. And then if you have no cards in your hand, it destroys the card that you chose to negate. Synchro with those two. You go into the Tzolk'in. Set one. Tzolk'in effect. You go into Crystal Wing. There's that. That's a play you could do with that hand. Now if you want to do something different, put these guys back. Put this back. Okay, you can put this guy back too. You can do banish the virtual gate. You can target your QB Shinshin, reduce it by 3 levels. Since this came back as a tuner, 3 plus 6 equals a 9. You can go into Cloud Castle. Cloud Castle, bring back a level 9. And then you could take these two. Since this is a tuner, a level 6 tuner, and this is a level 3 non-tuner, you can take those two. You can go into Ravenous if you want to draw one now, or Vermilion Dragon Mat, one of the two. I was just going to Ravenous just to get the free draw, because if they ashed it now, it really doesn't make a difference. So then you just draw one free card, Jurelegally, so you can keep going to it, and then you just VFD them. VFD, and then you got Chuche, and you return these two, destroy something, and during your next turn you have the Quinlong for a follow-up. Oh, and this should have gotten banished. This should have got banished when it used as a tuner. You bring it back. So now you have 3 cards to banish. Yep. And that's all for our 3 test hands. I'm going to be doing another updated one when the rest of my cards come in. This just to get it out there, just so you can learn a few of what the cards do. When I do the deck profile in a second, I'm going to explain more what the cards do. So stay tuned for that. Alright, now for deck profile. Like I said before, the deck is not complete, but it's mostly all the cards are here. But just remember, so the extra deck, and I'm looking for, I have one more of her coming in the mail. But we played 2 Lulu. This should be 3. My 3rd one's in the mail. Now this is the one you target any of your data, or not data escape, that's what OC calls them, virtual cards you control. You Foolish Barrel another type, and then she summons, when she summons, she adds a different type than what you just searched. And then you're locked in. That's pretty much what she does. Alright. Now, another 3 up is the virtual Nyan. This is if it's in the graveyard, a level 3 monster's normal special summon from the graveyard. Then she becomes a tuner. When she's banished, she adds back, shuffles back to the deck, and then also when she leaves the field, when she comes back as a tuner, she gets banished. So when she leaves the field, she'll be banished and she'll trigger. Then we play 3 GG. GG, just same thing. We target something, Foolish Burial, and then at the end phase, we add back a monster to our hand from the graveyard. Now for our level 6 guys, we play 3 Lao Lao. This you target. Basically all have the same target effect. Target Foolish Burial. And then this one's effect is you can Foolish. Where you Foolish Burial, if you Foolish Burial a spell or trap, you can revive any monster. If you Foolish Burial a monster, you can revive any monster that wasn't one you just sent. And now for other level 6, we play 3 Lulu. This is double Foolish Burial. So if you target a spell, you send a trap monster. Target a monster, you send spell or trap. Target a trap, you send a spell and monster. Everything's at 3 in this deck. You want to see all of them. Now for just our few extenders we play the Tsuchinoko and the Jackalope. They're just level 3s to help you get the trapper spell in the graveyard if you need to, if you break them a whole bunch of copies. Also, Nyan is whenever a level 3 monster is normal special summon. So these 2 count. Hand traps count to level 3. And we also play the 2 Fire Gizmet. It's a level 9. It's easy to bring out. If you open it in your hand, just put something in extra monster zone, and you just summon it out for free and make VFD a lot easier. And it's pretty good for going second too, because we play a few go second cards in here. Because I still don't know what hand traps I want to play. Because I still don't know if I want to play Gamma in this deck or not. But for hand traps, we play 3 Ash. Hits everything. Just a good hand trap. It's not really that impactful, but it's still pretty good to have. Play 2 Ghost Ogre and 2 Nibiru. And we don't play a lot of hand traps because we also play the Gizmic for her go second. And we play the 3 Dark Ruler. And I'm still working down the numbers. Now, that's it for our monsters. Now for our spells, we play 3 Virtual City Kowloon. Now this basically activates, and you activate either this or this from your deck. That's pretty much what that does, and then you get effects based on how many you activate. If you have 2, all virtual monsters you currently control gain 200 attack, I believe. And then also, if you have 3 face up, you send the top 3 cards of your deck to the graveyard. And if you have 4, you're supposed to send up to 4 virtual monsters with different names for your deck. And now we play the Gate, Virtual Rule Gate Kunlong. On the field, you banish virtual monster from your graveyard, target 1 face up card on the field, negates target 1 face up monster, negates effects to the end of this turn. And then in the graveyard, you banish it, search a virtual monster, and then you discard 1 card. Now we play 3 Dark Ruler, just because we won't play that many hand traps. So we just play 3 Dark Ruler to help mitigate that. This may be Gamma one day. I'm still deciding if I want to play that, if it's worth running the Brick Driver in the deck with the 3 Desires. We play 3 Desires. Everything's at 3 in this deck. You pretty much never banish all 3 of something. If you do, it's just unlucky. You can still play. It's going to be a lot harder if you banish like all 3 of your Kunlong, which is that's like your recovery play. And then for 3 traps we play 3 Chuche. This is your recovery, or not really recovery, it's just your grind right here. Just target something and shuffle back 2, pop it. It can be any card too, not just monster. So this is your Mystic Mine out. This you're out to prank kids and normal summons. You can prank the Zodiac normal summons, etc. That's it for our main deck. Let's get into the extra deck. For our level 6 synchros, we play the 1 Juju and the 1 Inferno Doom Orange Fiend. Now Juju can't be destroyed by battle or hard effects if you have 2 or more monsters in your graveyard with the same original type and attribute, but different names. And also, you can also banish 2 monsters from your graveyard with the same original type and attribute, but with different names. Same thing that she does to get a protection effect, and they can target 1 card in the field and send it to the graveyard. It sends, so it gets around destruction effect, but it targets. So it's not that good, but it's just another name if you ever saw the 4 effect, or if you ever just need like a regular level 6 to go into. When Maximum Goad comes out, I'm probably going to change it into a Stardust Charge Warrior, just because this effect never really comes up, the Sun effect. And this will probably be a Coral Dragon. Maybe not, because I'd still like how this just negates, even though it targets. But it still needs a little bit more testing for that to pan out. Now we play a Crystal Wing for the Ultimate Zoken. Just a hard negate. Now for our level 9 Synchro Monster, we play the 1 QB Senshin, the 1 Trishula, the Vermilion Dragon Mech, the Cloud Castle, and we play the Ravenous Crocosaurus. Macrocosmos. When it attacks, you shuffle back a monster back to... Oh, no, you don't shuffle back. You target a banished monster, I think. I don't know if it targets or not. Let me read that. Yeah, it does not target. You just return 1 banished monster back to the graveyard. Either graveyard. So if your opponent has stuff banished that you want to send back, you can return that. Trishula, Trishula. Vermilion Dragon Mech, you banish tuner, pop a card in the field. Ravenous, you draw. Or a quick effect, you discard 2 and pop. Cloud Castle, when you summon it, you bring back any level 9. So, as the combo it would show, you make this like a level 3, or you reduce it by 3 levels, use the 3 tuner with this, go on a Cloud Castle, bring this right back. Or bring back any of the other guys in the late game. Now for our last Synchro Monster with the Ultimate Zoken, you summon this with Lao Lao and Lili. You just, because for summoning, you need to just, what is it? I think it just sends, so you don't banish them. Yeah, you just send 2 level 5 or higher monsters you control with the same level to the graveyard, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner. And then once every turn, whenever you set a spell or trap, you can just special summon 1. You can just special summon Crystal Wing. And also, while you control another Synchro monster, this card can't attack. You can't be attacked, and it can't be targeted with your opponent's card effects. Now for Exceed monsters, or rank 3s, we play the Virtual Rule Jaja, we play the Bamboozling Gossip, and we play the Phantom Knights of Breaksilver. Now, Jaja. This card hardly ever comes up, but I played just because it has a pretty okay effect first time I read it. Let me read it to you again. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, but then target one face of monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle until the end of your opponent's turn. You can also target itself. Once per turn after damage calculation, this card battle opponent's monster. While you have 2 or more monsters in your graveyard with the same original type and attribute as each other, you banish that opponent's monster. Oh yeah, that's why I read this card. Because people were saying, because this outs Dragoon, even though they can just negate it, but if you bait out the negate, you can attack it, take light points. If it uses effect prior to that turn, it won't be destroyed, and you'll just basically like a DD warrior lady. So you bait out the Dragoon negate, you could just attack into it, you'll take like probably like 3,000 since it already negated and probably destroyed something, and then you banish it. Not targeting. Bamboos and Gossip, detach 2. Replace a monster effect with both players draw 1 card. Break Sword, target 1 card you control, 1 card your opponent controls, and best pop them. Now for our last 3 rank C monsters, we play the 1 Fan, play the 1 VFD, and the 1 AA Zeus. Fan's effect hardly ever comes up. This one you detach 2. You can target a card your opponent controls, a monster I think, face up. You send that to the graveyard, or no, you banish it, and then you banish 1 card in either player's graveyard. It hasn't come up for me yet. The only time it's really come up is when I'm trying to attack into something and then make a Zeus. Or bring up one of these guys and attack a defense position monster. This will probably be cut. But then again, whenever the Gaia Charger comes in, because this should be like 14 cards right here. So the Gaia Charger will come in. That'll probably make this a lot better because you would just go into this and then overlay on top of it. So you can go into this with more materials. And VFD is VFD. Now for our side deck. Since a lot of people are playing Zoo, and Zoo had a really big resurgence, we just had a lot of cards to play around that deck. And Prank Kids. 3 Book of Moons, because you just Book of Moon it. Just flip it down. 2 more books, just Book Eclipse. They draw a card with this one, or if you're going second, you can like break a big board if you can pay out negates. And then you just attack something, summon this guy out, and then you just send it all. We play the 1 Feather Duster. That's it for our spells. Now our monsters, only monsters we play are 2 Lancia, 1 Scythe with the 3 Sanctums. I'll probably be dropping this whole engine for warning points. This will probably be warning points, and these will be probably alphas, Master of the Beast. Definitely, they're both coming in the mail. They definitely will. I mean, these cards are nice, but warning points just nuts. And then for our last 3 traps, we played the 1 Imperial Order. It's a pretty good going first card. You do your combo. This thing gets face up in the field. Quinlaw is activates in the graveyard. That's really what you want to activate it for. And then we played 2 Evenly Match. Just for like control matchups. If we can't get in the Zeus fast enough, we just have another card to help the control matchups in the big boards. And can't forget our token. And that's it for our deck profile combo tutorial. Again, another one will be coming out in a couple more days when a few more of my cards come in. If I messed up anything, please tell me in the comments. I'm trying to learn this deck as fast as I can. Even though I think I got a pretty good understanding of it, and I don't think I messed up anything. But if I did, please let me know. And thanks for watching.